What's going on, y'all? It's Cop Pizzle. Want to make a quick video about the state of the New York Football Giants as we currently sit. I know there's some guys out there right now that lives in a world of the season's over. There's nothing else to play for. Meaningless games. Catch me at the draft. And look, I'm just not gonna. If you follow my channel long enough, you know that I'm not gonna live in that world. You're gonna have to. You're going to catch me going down in a flame of glory here, right? I mean, if this plane doesn't have any landing gear, then so be it. Let's just land this bitch any way we can, right? So, that's just the way I live. Now I'm not going to tell anybody how to be a Giants fan. Entertainer loves to make that claim about me, but I don't go around telling dudes how to be dudes either. But the reality is some dudes got balls and some dudes don't have balls, right? Some dudes are sharing their social media accounts like Facebook with their chicks. Clearly they've been neutered. Clearly they've been clipped. And then some dudes are just out here saying, fuck, this is me. Okay? And I ain't nobody controlling this shit. Okay? I run the damn house. I'm my own damn man, right? I mean, but not every guy's going to be like that, right? So let's just talk about the state of them. So I understand that if the season continues the way it's going, that guys like Dave Gettleman have to go, right? I get that. You want to call it a failed rebuild, pick your fucking nose, whatever. Do whatever makes you happy, right? But I look at the Giants offense, and we once again are in a world or in a year that it's just woulda, coulda, shoulda, and we don't really know. I mean, Daniel Jones, right? I've asked him, please secure the ball when you're running. Don't fumble. And granted, he had one the very first week. But the guy doesn't throw interceptions. And the guy's played really good. And even last week against Dallas, he gets knocked the hell out, right? Concussed. And he holds on to the ball, which that blows my mind, right? That you fumble on these easy ones, but you get knocked the fuck out and you hang on to the ball, right? You got snot bubbles coming out your nose, but you still got the ball. And that's good stuff. But, and granted, this particular one wasn't, call it what you want, but he's got to stay healthy. That has to happen. That was the greatest thing that Eli Manning brought to this organization and this team was the fact that he could stay healthy. That's a big thing. And so Daniel has not figured that part out. Even this past week, it's like, I don't know if we need, I love the fight. I love the grit. I love it, but we can't get hurt. We just can't. It just can't happen. Saquon, right? This is getting a little weird for us Giant fans, I think, with Saquon, because it's like we want to say we've got something special. We want to say we've got something amazing. But the reality is, if it ain't on the field, showing us, then what are you going to go off of? A couple of highlights that he had, his rookie year? What? It just, something doesn't, we need more from Saquon. Whether it's his fault or not, it's like, what? It's just woulda, coulda, shoulda shit. Sterling Shepard. I love Sterling Shepard. I've always loved Sterling Shepard, but the biggest knock I have is he can't stay on the field. And so, you geeks who circle jerk on these roundtables, you go nuts in training camp about Sterling Shepard every damn offseason, but during the season, I don't see Sterling fucking Shepard, right? I don't. And I've said my piece about Evan Ingram. I've said it thousands and thousands of times, and it won't ever change, right? Darius Slayton, right? I like Darius Slayton. A lot of people seem to don't, but people don't understand that he's not the steak of the meal. He's the potatoes, right? And some of you always want to judge every player by being the steak. They all can't be the steak. He's a good side piece. He's a good side piece to the meal. Why can't you just evaluate him as that? Again, though, he needs to be on the field. Hopefully he can come back quickly. So the fact is, enjoy him as what he is the side piece. The offensive line is just being, we can't stay healthy all of a sudden now in the offensive line. Had high hopes, thought it was fixed, thought David did enough. They haven't stayed healthy, so we don't really know. Everybody's consistently beating up on Nate Solder, and it's like dude's playing at the professional level. Granted, he's getting paid good money, right? But he's playing at the professional level. The right tackle position and the left tackle position ain't the same thing. Like, they're two different things. They're opposite of footwork and handwork. And you geeks just think it's like the easiest thing in the world. And it's like, I, once again, go back to the availability part. And yeah, didn't play great last game, but at least he's fucking available. And like, that's the thing. Like, it's better to at least be available than to be not available and suck. You get what I mean? So it's like, where there is some positivity to what's going on. I'm not here to defend Nate Solder because he didn't play good last game, but the fact is I'm always going to respect guys who can get out there and play and compete and give everything they've got. Obviously, Tony looks great, but let's be 60-minute men when it comes to Tony. Like, it's the pro game. Guys are going to have good games in all sports, NBAs, right? Major League Baseball, right? I mean, you know, it's going to happen. It's all about, can you do it at a consistent level, consistently? Can you do it each and every game? Or is it going to be a spotty thing? Some of the greatest racehorses in the world ran great races, and then they didn't show up in certain spots. And so that's the biggest thing, is like, can you consistently play at that level? And can you stay healthy? Like, that's another thing too. And then let's just talk about this defense. I mean, this defense has been a joke. And granted, I know Blake Martinez has been or is hurt, but I felt like he was regressing just like James Bradbury has. And I don't understand it, because I had such high hopes for this defense. I was putting all of my chips and all of my thoughts of this grand illusion that the Giants could be playoff contenders and win a playoff game, because that the defense would be able to travel and compete at a high level. And so even if the offense struggled, the defense would always be there to pick them up. That hasn't fucking happened. And I'm going to say this. This is the thing that bothers me about so many Giant content creators. And I get called this terrible thing, right? Oh, you know, whatever, you know, piss with this. But you guys have all pointed the finger at Jason Garrett, and I would argue that Jason Garrett has done more with less than Patrick Graham has. And that's going back from last season up until now. Absolutely. There was more talent on the defense a year ago, yet the offense found ways to make stuff happen. For example, Seattle game. And don't get me wrong, the offense wasn't that great last year, but my point being is you come here to this year, there is that talent on the defensive side of the ball. And look, you're missing Blake Martinez last week, but you've got most of the core players on your defense there, yet they can't do anything. But the offense that's missing players like Shepard, Slayton, Barkley for most of the game. Even when Daniel goes down, Glenn is able to come in and do something. The offense is able to do something. Granted, it ain't great, but something. So, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't put blame on Jason Garrett. Absolutely. Like, that play call with Daniel Jones sucks. But where's the Patrick Graham hate? Because it needs to be out there. Like, you guys keep talking about a pass rush. Like, well, there's no pass. We got nobody pass. Then that's the coach's job to scheme what you have. This is the groceries. Let's cook a meal with it. That's the point of being a coach, isn't it? Like, you're supposed to get don't just stand back and say, I ain't got the players. I ain't got the horses. I ain't got them. This is supposed to be a team game, people. It's a team fucking game. And either the player excels and the coach benefits from it, or the coach picks the player up by coaching them up or scheming the correct way so that the team can succeed. I just don't understand how people don't have that logic, or don't understand that logic. It amazes me. It's like, oh, well, we need a pass rusher. Well, how about the coach fucking create something? You know, like, that's part of it. Scheming. And we're getting out-schemed every single week. Offenses are beating us, our defense, every single damn week. And I'm not going to say that all the players have played good, because they haven't. Like, our secondary's been a joke, right? But I still think Xavier McKinney's trying to figure it out, right? I still think there's some young players on our team still trying to figure it out on the defensive side of the ball, but it's a joke. Our defense is a joke right now. And then going to Joe Judge, it's like, I feel like Joe Judge deserves some hate. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying let's fire the man, but my goodness, man, I'm done with the talking. I'm done with the, the Tony thing. Tony is the only star that we've got on this team that looked like a star that we had on this team on the field on Sunday. And yes, he did do something stupid, but I got Joe Judge chewing Tony's ass out off the field, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, wait a minute. You literally have shirts made that say fight on them. You want your team to fight. You want your team to scratch and claw and dig deep. But then when they actually are fighting or whatever, and they're being undisciplined, you want to punish them and kick them off the field. Like, I just, something just ain't going well with me with Joe Judge. And like right now, I've lost all trust in him. I'm not saying let's go fire the man. I've just lost trust. And so if you're getting ready to say, well, let's fire Gettleman, fire them all. Like every one of them. Stop with this. Let's just take this piece out and take this, and we'll put this piece in. Because I think there's talent on this Giants roster, and I don't think they're being coached up. And mixed signals are being sent as well. It's like, you want me to fight, you want me to get tough, you want me to do this, and then when Tony gets a cheap shot put on him, and he responds, you chew his ass out, and kick him off the damn field like he's some fucking kid or child. And don't get me wrong, I want Joe Judge to work. Joe Judge, Mississippi State, SEC, Nick Saban, like I want all Alabama. I want that shit to work. Because I'm part of that region of the country, and I understand what real football is all about. So I want Joe Judge to see, because he has part of that in his legacy. But fuck, man, like, come on. So once again, I don't know who else does it like fucking Pizzle, but if you can find them, good fucking luck.